Q4 blowout. What a quarter. Let's look at the numbers. Let's dig in a little bit. I'm Brian. Welcome to My Tesla Weekend. This will be a longer live version on the screen. And you may also be watching this as the condensed version that comes out a bit later. So let's just get into it. If you're here, you already know. Wow. 305,000 produced, 308.6. Wow. Just wow. So for the year, 930,000 with deliveries of 936. I don't like to differentiate between the numbers because moving forward, there's not going to be a lot of, these numbers will narrow and oscillate, and it kind of doesn't matter. So let's take a look. These were my numbers. I said 290,086, and I felt very good about that. I felt very confident. So let's see how everybody did. Bloomy, the consensus. Again, if you're paying $2,000 a month for the Bloomberg terminal, you're doing something wrong because they missed by 15%. They missed by 40,000 cars. How do you do that? Troy, the absolute madman, the lunatic, he can't possibly be right. That's what I would have said. That's what I probably did say was the closest, but even he missed by 2.25. Troy has only had a couple bad quarters. Last quarter, I think he missed by 1.25. He and I both missed by the same amount in opposite directions. His projections are often quite optimistic, but literally no one saw this coming. This number was just so big. Ultra Bulls missed it. So what's the stock going to do tomorrow? I'm a bit curious. So one thing I wanted to talk about is what this actually means. There have been price increases. At Ford and GM and all those guys, they can't just change their pricing on the fly. So that price increase goes straight into the dealer's pocket. He gets an extra chalet in the mountains. Good for him. Tesla gets to keep that markup. 305,000. So if the markup was about $5,000 over what it would have been otherwise, were there no shortage, we're talking about an extra 1.5 above $1 billion. And for reference, Gigafactory only cost $2 billion in Shanghai. That was the total projected cost. Now, we don't know if that's for phase 1 or the additional phases as well. But I believe that number, 1.4 billion, 1.5, is about what they paid for phase 1. And it may have been less than that. So with just the gains from just the markup from just this quarter, they could build another factory in Shanghai or somewhere else or anywhere else. So if we're taking an average unit cost and assuming a margin of a paltry 23%, that provides for a unit profit of $11,000 and a gross profit for the quarter of $3.5 billion. That's a lot of money, man. Now, of course, this is gross. This doesn't include, all the expenses and whatnot. But it's massive. And what if this number's wrong? We know it's been inching up. What if it's 27? $4 billion. What if it's 31? $4.7 billion. So these are quite exciting numbers. Well, 50,000. A lot in Shanghai are cheaper than that. They are. We've got this from Inside EVs. They just upped the price on the base models to $43,000 on the Model 3 and $47,000 on the Model Y. But that's without any options, without any upgrades, without any trims. And that doesn't account for long range. That doesn't account for performance. I think an average selling price, $50,000, is quite conservative. So what if it's 55? 3.8 billion, 27%, 4.5. And if we get to that 31, $5 billion. So all good numbers. Pretty, super pretty. Thoughts? Thoughts? And that is where the condensed version ends. If you want to see the full Q&A, which is about another 20 minutes, I think, yeah, follow the link in the description, or who knows, maybe I remember to put it in the corner, and check it out. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I just can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the other side.